Here's your weather video for this Sunday, September 3rd. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray. Been a busy week in the tropics, and we're still dealing with the Dahlia, the storm that affected the Florida Gulf Coast on early Wednesday. That system passed Bermuda yesterday with tropical storm force gusts on the island. They didn't record any sustained winds of tropical storm force, but did measure a gust 58 miles an hour. So a little bit of impact for the island, not very bad, but it is expected to absorb Gert. There you see several hundred miles to its southeast, so we'll get Gert off the board, and then turn back to the northwest and could affect the provinces, the Atlantic provinces of Canada. By late in the week, into the weekend, we'll be watching for that. Interesting development, but it appears to be no threat to the United States. In the far eastern Atlantic, we have Tropical Storm Concha, which won't last probably through the day or even into tomorrow before it becomes post-tropical. But the system that has most of our interest right now is 92L. They are passing south of the Cape Verde Islands as I recorded this on Saturday evening just before 11 p.m. The Hurricane Center thinks it has a high probability of becoming a tropical cyclone over the next couple of days. And using the GFS to model what's going on, we see Idalia, and you see it there probably getting close to, if not swallowing up Gert. Concha's weakening. Now, our system in the Atlantic near the Cape Verde Islands will steam westward across the tropical Atlantic and approach the islands of the Lesser Antilles by sometime probably late Thursday into Friday. We see a second development there near the Cape Verde Islands again late in the week. That will become a tropical storm also. But as it appears, the system begins to intensify by the daytime hours on Friday and approaches the northern leewards, probably around Guadalupe, Antigua, and then moves close to the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and then into the southern Bahamas. But as you can see, it never really develops it into much. Now, could that system slide into the Gulf? Possibly. Could it slip up the east coast of the United States? Quite possibly, too. Here's our next hurricane. This one's probably going to be Lee, 92L. This one will come along, and I'm not sure what the M storm is, but I'll have to look that up. But as we go through the end of the period, that system is just chewing up ace out there in the far eastern Atlantic. No threat really to any land areas. This is the upper pattern across North America on the GFS early on this Sunday morning, showing just a weak upper low there over Texas. That, combined with some moisture over the southeastern United States, gave us a cloudy start yesterday and led to a pretty nice day. Temperature some 7 to 12 degrees below normal Saturday. High temperature at Birmingham was 81. It's 77 at Haleyville. Tuscaloosa was the warmest spot in central Alabama with 84. Now, as we go through time, that upper low still hanging out just to our northwest. Ridge of high pressure still pretty strong over Alabama, but things will begin to kind of shift a bit as the system moving through the Midwest and Great Lakes begins to link up with the trough over the eastern Atlantic. This is by Thursday night and Friday. The high-pressure ridge sort of slides back to the west, centers itself over New Mexico, and we have a ridge over the northeastern United States. That will allow a bit of a cold front to drop into Alabama by the weekend. We should be mostly dry for much of the week ahead. We'll look at the day-by-day on the GFS here in just a second. But you see high pressure continues to dominate much of the United States as we head into the week 2 period, with the exception of a trough dropping through the Ohio Valley into the southeastern United States. And that system could bring us a couple of rainy systems in the week 2 period and could lead to some cooler temperatures by the end of that period. Now, this is the GFS early on this Sunday morning. High pressure centered near Asheville, North Carolina. The return flow around that high pressure leading to showers and thunderstorms over coastal areas, the Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi, up into central and southern Mississippi and Louisiana. Now, most of the day here in Alabama is going to be dry. Maybe an isolated showers too there over west central and southwestern sections. But it'll be warmer than yesterday. High temperatures middle and upper 80s today instead of those upper 70s and lower 80s that we experienced on Sunday. Go through Monday, Labor Day, looks pretty dry, maybe an isolated shower over western sections. High temperatures getting up to around 88 degrees. And then as we head into Tuesday, that ridge of high pressure over the western Atlantic begins to flex its muscle and ridges itself into Alabama. This keeps us dry. Tuesday, maybe an isolated shower in Tennessee Valley on Wednesday, but again, mostly dry. And more of that with the boundary to our north by Thursday. You see that boundary there Thursday night. It sort of takes on a northwest to southeast orientation with the trough developing over the eastern United States. That means a few showers and thunderstorms late Friday, maybe some more Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, a bit too far out to really tell. But as we get towards Sunday, it looks like we begin to sort of dry out again. Now, remember in that week 2 period, we were seeing some systems develop could bring showers and thunderstorms. One good system there about midweek around the 13th. Another good system moves in here by the weekend of the 16th and the 17th. We'll be watching that. Temperatures off the national blended models fairly consistent for the next 10 to 12 days. High temperatures ranging between the upper 80s to lower 90s. Overnight lows will be in the 60s and lower 70s. Beach weather looks gorgeous, not only for Labor Day, today, tomorrow, but for the rest of the week. Fairly typical weather, more indicative of July than September along the beautiful beaches of Alabama and northwest Florida. High temperatures are going to be warming well into the 90s all week, and overnight lows will be in the middle and upper 70s. We'll let you weather video for this Sunday. It is the 3rd of September. I'll have notes on the blog, complete update on the forecast. Get ready. Tuesday night weather brains this week. A group from the Storm Prediction Center will be talking to us about latest developments up there. Those guys with what they do, and we'll be talking about their operation as we occasionally check in with them over on Weather Brains, the weekly netcast that's all about weather. Well, check out the blog, get an update on the forecast. I'll have notes over there. James will be back. We'll have one forecast on Monday, 2 days, all the rest of the week. Scott will be here next Saturday, and I will see you Sunday. And until I get that chance, as I always do, I tell you to remember old Herb Winches. He used to say, hit 'em straight. I'll say, keep an eye to the sky, because you'll always have something fun to look at.